Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show here on the 904 Now Network, which just turned 40 today. Oh, wait, no, that was Pete that turned 40 today. The network's not that old, just Pete Melfi. Oh, my gosh. And it's also a special day in the world that we commemorate, which we'll get to that in a minute as well. But before we do all those things and we introduce all of our guests, which some of them are going to do reads, we'll just introduce the guests. So, Amanda, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Are you texting your mom? Because you look like really serious
I'm
over
trying to
there.
find something for Davey.
Okay. Oh, and Davey, that means you're on the show because she's trying to find something for you.
Yeah.
Well, hi, everybody. How y'all doing out there in the 904?
Where's your cowboy hat and your boots?
Oh, I just tapped
Where are your cowboy hats and your boots? You can't do that without cowboy hats and boots.
You're right, you're
and
right.
you have a very special guest today.
I do have a very special guest, my daughter. Hi. Where you at? There you are.
I can't tell. Can you tell which one's Amanda and which one's the daughter?
Yeah.
I am struggling.
Again, because one has a brain.
I'm not switching anything. What is happening right now?
No, love it. Very good. So welcome back, sir. Welcome back to the fish tank. We got to say, this is awesome.
I don't think I've done a show with you like in a month and a half.
Right.
Because of my schedule, your schedule,
Right.
our schedule.
Nice balance.
I know. It's been great. You and Amanda have done amazing shows.
Oh, I love my time with Amanda.
All the time that I get.
So
Are you going to
grateful.
try to switch cameras again?
I'm going to try and switch cameras.
That's
We'll
right.
see what
Switch
happens.
cameras going around the
Hey,
table.
hey, Davey's
Yay,
here.
Davey!
Isabella's here.
Davey's too tall.
Mike's
Did you
here.
see that? We cut off the top of Davey's head.
I'm like a giraffe.
He's got to shrink.
Nah, don't worry about it. I
We're
can
good.
go low.
We're going to put him in the. We're going to put him in the low rider. All right. The team at South State Bank is it's on me. On a group of bankers you can count on. Their approach to building long-term relationships with their customers is the best in the business. If you're looking for a banking relationship that you can depend on, check out South State Bank. They've got 3 locations to serve you in St. Augustine, one at State Road 312, one at State Road 16, and my favorite branch over at the beach. Or visit their website, southstatebank.com. They are a member of the FDIC.
They are Bear Kresge and Associates. They are a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top-level service in the areas of tax compliance and planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts. They also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services, business valuations, forensic analysis, and litigation support. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or abearkresgecpa.com.
And get ready to sparkle with Blue Water Jewelers, looking to add some dazzle to your life. Look no further. Blue Water Jewelers is your ultimate celebration destination right here in the world-famous St. Augustine. Discover exquisite diamonds, on-site repairs, custom designs, stunning engagement rings, and so much more. No matter your budget, I can attest to this, no matter your budget, Blue Water Jewelers has something extremely special for you. Check out their showroom, 500 Anastasia Boulevard in St. Augustine. It's a treasure trove of elegance and style, ready to make your dreams come true. Can't make it in person? No worries, boo. You can go to bluewater-jewelers.com and explore their curated collection from comfort of your home. At Blue Water Jewelers, they believe in making every moment beautiful. They have done some custom work for some peeps out there. I'm so proud of Blue Water Jewelers, what they do, because they truly are innovative. And the best thing about them is anytime you get a repair, it stays in house. Usually, a lot of stores will have to send repairs out. They do everything on site. I know one of the best friends of my life is Jeff, and he's one of the world famous jewelers out there. So yeah, shout out to the team at Blue Water Jewelers. Very, very cool. And yeah, get it done, babes.
They do excellent repairs.
They're amazing peeps.
I've had them do repairs for me too.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
They've done repairs for Darcy, which I have taken in there. So they've actually done them for me and Darcy, but they've done an amazing job. They're great people, and they're really fun to work with.
Nice.
Land Title of America, whether you realize it or not, when you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, there is a title company involved. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local and choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, ensuring America's land one title at a time because
they give a crap.
Yeah!
I got to tell you, it's really important to have a title company on your side.
You want a title
We
company.
reported something that there was a lady that was held hostage for 20 grand of her title because she didn't work with the great land title.
gotta
I'm
work
telling
with
you,
land title.
you can't do it by yourself, babes.
Now,
Absolutely.
I will not be here next week to celebrate Davey's Day. There is a day dedicated to Davey. It is next Wednesday. According to the Jackie Herd calendar, it is the International Day of Happiness. We now dub that Davey Day.
I will take that.
Davey Day is the International Day of Happiness.
Does that get me a key to the city?
Yes. Ask Pete for it.
Where do we have to steal it? We can put it with the record shovel.
I just meant, like, I don't want to wear it as a necklace, like with a big key, like Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. I knew that.
Flavor Flav.
Yes, there's nothing else on the calendar. March is kind of devoid of things, but until we get to the end of the month and Easter and all those good things.
Oh, Easter's early this year.
Easter's the
It is.
31st.
Yeah,
it is.
Palm
31st,
Sunday's
yeah.
the 24th, so the Blessing of the Fleet will be the 24th. So, yes.
So Good Friday is my 90-minute Sweatfest ride.
Yeah.
And so we're calling it Great Friday.
It is
Yes.
going to be a great Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you going to be fasting?
Whoo! No.
Okay. All right.
That's for the birds.
Just checking.
I like bread and cheese too much. I can't help myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like world
I
peace for
haven't
me.
been able to have bread and cheese
And
for weeks.
What happened here? Oh, for real? Is this like one of your
It's
things?
Lent, yeah.
you gave up bread and cheese?
I gave up everything.
I gave
We've
up
talked
humor.
about this. We all know.
I didn't have any
We know
idea.
it's funny.
I gave up humor.
I
So-
gave up Troy Blevins, but failed.
Hasn't
gosh.
stuck.
Big fail.
I had a meeting with him today, but he left another meeting early on Monday, so I volunteered him to be in charge of more stuff.
Okay, yes, that's
Is
how
that
they do
why
it.
he's running for
Yeah,
mayor?
yes, it's how he's running for mayor. He left the meeting early, and he is running for mayor. Troy Blevins.
You were a big celebrity this morning, popping in comments. They made a big deal about it.
I actually thought it was really funny because I know the one thing Pete hates the most is carousels.
Yep.
So I just decided to announce it was International Carousel Day,
Yep, he had to
which
announce
it's not.
Oh, come on.
It's July 25th is International Carousel Day. However, I thought that it should have been today because it's Pete's birthday.
We need to figure out when International Hug Day is and then just line his desk with cactus.
You guys are like worse than Hallmark with all of these international
I know, everything.
makeup days. Yeah.
Everything, yes.
This is incredible. So you know what he bought himself for his birthday? He got some comfortable shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they said he bought
You
some.
got the
He
Trump
bought some
sneakers?
pop-up shoes. He got the hookahs. Yeah, very
God.
comfy, very nice. Walking on clouds.
There's so many jokes there's from the 70s that you're not allowed to tell now with the comfortable shoes. And I want to go there, but I can't go there.
It
so I'm
was
just
so
not.
perfect though. Every time he made a mistake today, it was like a senior moment. It was like,
Well, I was surprised because the studio was very festive. By the time I left,
We had no idea what we were walking
We had
into.
a little elf come in last night after we got off the air, and so it was very festive by the time I left. But it's all gone now. What happened?
yeah. Well, he wanted to
Birthday
make
tornado?
sure. Well, it was like he wanted to get back to business, which is great. It's
Yeah.
nice to have the team back together and everybody's reunited.
You blew it, Davey.
What happened now?
You absolutely blew it. February 12th, 2024 was National Hug Day.
Oh, we need to put this on our calendars for
You
next year.
absolutely, we're going to have to put this on the calendars for next year. February 12th.
Why would they do
2024.
2 days
Hug Day before Valentine's?
2 days before Valentine's Day.
Why would you do that?
Because you hug them on the 12th, you break up with them on the 13th, and then you don't have to buy gifts
That
to them
is
on the
so
13th.
void. That is so void of you. Right. That is so
See,
ridiculous.
I was going the other way. I was like, well, you can say, well, it's National Hug Day, so I've got to give you a hug. And then if that goes well, then you could be like, hey, would you like to go out for lunch tomorrow?
Right.
And then if
Yes.
that goes well, you have a Valentine's Day. So I was going the entirely opposite direction, my
Personally,
David.
I would love that.
See?
I would just love that.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's not how it works. I don't. Are you in Fantasyland right now?
Yes.
I was young and in love at some point. Hugs led to
Imagine.
things like kisses.
Your daughter's here.
I know, she's
Oh.
here.
Well, I mean, she
Just
can handle
behave
the place.
yourself.
This is a very sophisticated individual
Yes.
that we're talking to this
Yeah.
evening. Yeah.
Was yesterday Pete's birthday or was today Pete's birthday?
Yesterday.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
Monday. Okay, you guys just celebrated today. Yes.
Well, they
Okay.
the elf did. We celebrated Monday, obviously. So.
Barbara Jean, with all the in and out on the internet yesterday, I don't know if you got my condolences for Kirk Cousins leaving and going to the Atlanta Falcons.
It's just
That's
not
football,
quite-
Davey. I'll
Oh,
catch
I
you up on
understand
that.
where the
I
Falcons
know.
are. Yeah.
I felt
I do not know
horrible
who that
for Barbara
is.
Jean. When I read that, I cried a purple tear when I heard that.
A purple tear.
There was a purple tear, I'm telling you, Barbara Jean.
Are you
I
sure it
hope
wasn't
Darcy
Purple
captured
Rain?
that and put that in her cookies.
Oh my God! How
That's
were
the
Darcy's good? Were they a hit with Clay and Pete?
I have no idea. You think they tell me
They
anything?
don't tell you anything.
So
Do you think
I
they shared
asked
nothing?
Clay.
Yes.
I asked Clay, and he was done with them by Sunday.
Oh my goodness, Clay!
I saw him on.
I wonder why he can't.
I saw him on Friday night,
Yeah, on
and
Friday.
I asked him about the cookies, and he was like, "I ate 5 of them before I left the studio."
Oh, that I do know. Yeah, nom nom. Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff. And today's
So-
Rebecca's birthday, so happy
It
birthday,
is.
Rebecca.
Happy birthday, Rebecca.
So many birthdays.
Yes, she's the one that keeps Troy together. Thank you very much.
Is that possible?
I don't. Well,
Evidently.
it's been a lot better.
As long as
It's been a lot better.
as long as he's wearing clothes when he leaves the house, I'm very happy for Rebecca's
Oh,
progress.
very natural.
That's
Yeah.
all I need is just clothes when
Very
he leaves the house.
natural,
Was
man.
there a time when that wasn't true?
Oh yeah, he was very vocal about it on air too.
Oh wow.
It's just
Yeah,
he's a free bird.
I don't want to send you the pictures.
The bird is free.
Oh,
I think.
that's right.
I don't wanna send
Whoopsie
you-
doodle.
I don't wanna
Yeah.
send you the pictures.
Whoopsie doodle.
I don't want to do that. Okay. There's all kinds of things out there in
Cool.
the news, but we have a new sponsor. Andy over at the Anastasia Diner and the other diner that he has in the south end of town is going to
cool.
start sponsoring. And when we do a non-profit segment, that is going to be the Anastasia Diner segment. So we
I
have
love
people on
that.
like Hydro Task Force Hydro
Task
1
Force
yesterday.
Hydro
The people from the Hydro Task Force 1, Task Force Hydro, which were great yesterday.
Can't say it.
I will
They were
tell you.
fantastic.
I messed it up on purpose the second time.
I will tell you, Anastasia Diner helped us out so much in the beginning of 904. Like, it's been awesome. They streamed our show at the diner. It was so cool. The best breakfast in town. Absolutely, that's the go-to right there.
My cousin went there for lunch last week, and one of the waitresses, she mentioned, he said, "Yeah, we've been here before. I'm in with my cousin Mike." She said, "Oh, we love Mike."
Oh, good.
He's like, "I hate that everybody loves Mike." He said, "But we love Darcy even more." And he said, "Now I like you."
Now we're good.
Now we're good. Now we're good.
Like that makes sense.
Yeah. So, so there's that. There's the movie that was out this weekend was Dune 2. Did anybody see Dune 2?
I only hear wonderful, incredible things about it.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Did you watch Dune 1?
I saw Dune 1.
I've seen the end of Dune 1.
Well, you saw all of it then.
No, but I saw Zendaya's outfit to the Oscars, and that was popping.
Oh, we have an Oscar story here too for you.
I'm
man.
ready for that.
Just for you.
Bring it. I'm ready
I
for
knew that you would be the only one in the room to have fully watched the
know.
Oscars.
Get ready for a lot of people
That's
asking
true.
you
If you've watched
questions.
the Oscars, I'm firing you.
I haven't watched the Oscars. I've seen a couple of clips.
This is why I'm here.
John Cena. What?
Hi, can you
John
imagine?
Cena.
Can you imagine?
What happened? What clip
You
did I
didn't
miss?
see-
No, I didn't watch any. I watched one clip.
I don't think I could
of
give this
Jimmy
to him.
Kimmel reading Donald Trump.
Very
Truth
funny.
Social,
Very funny.
Which I thought was.
That was
I'm not
very
a Kimmel
funny.
fan. However, Greg Gutfeld did have a great joke last night about the Oscars. He showed all the winners, and he said, once again, white people win everything at the Oscars, but they did have a black host. And then he showed a picture of Jimmy Kimmel in blackface doing Karl Malone. I was like, oh, ouch, ouch.
That's not a good
Oh,
look.
ouch.
That's not a good
Well,
look.
that's the thing. He's been part of the crew that like villainizes everybody for everything, including jokes. But he's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. He's made a lot of inappropriate jokes for a long time.
Listen, the Man Show, women jumping on trampolines. Right?
True, I remember
I
that.
mean, the Man Show was considered a very funny show for a time. Before,
What was it? You would chug a beer and then zigga zagga, oi, oi, oi. Is that what
Well,
it was?
you know way too much.
Wow.
You know way too much. You know
I
way too
dated
much.
a guy that liked that show. I wonder.
Ugh.
It started with the jumping.
It wasn't your dad.
No, yeah. Obviously,
it was
she's
not.
sophisticated herself with
Yes.
that palate.
Yes.
No, so Jimmy Kimmel has a history of jokes.
Does he?
He's a
Yeah.
comedian for a while, and that was a joke that ended a lot of politicians' careers.
Yes.
Right, for something he did in college, he did it and made money at it, and is still on the air.
Well, Justin Trudeau still has his position, and he can't count the number of times he did blackface. So, there's that.
I saw him
that.
speak at a Rotary conference once. So handsome. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, that's why he got elected. He got elected because he
because
was
of
handsome.
Rotary. Thanks a lot.
Because he's handsome.
True. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what Joan Rivers said. Best piece of advice. Don't worry about college. Don't worry about school. Just make sure you look the best every single day of your life.
Exactly.
See, thank you. I told you. I'm influencing the children.
Darling, Joan Rivers died on a plastic surgeon's table. You might not want to take her
I will
advice.
back that up. It was an endoscopy. Thank you very much. It was not on plastic surgery. Joan Rivers
not
was
a-
legendary.
Was it an accident or wasn't it? And then let's move on.
That is true.
Let's
There's
move
a
on.
lot of
There's
crooks
a lot
that we could ask
of
about too.
stuff
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
But
right.
but anyway,
Too
so I
blessed.
did go see Dune 2.
Okay, so okay.
I thought if you've not read the books, you'd enjoy the movie. If you read the books, I thought the first Dune stayed really true to the original book. The second Dune deviated a bit, and I thought there were some interesting things within the deviation. But if you didn't read the books, you didn't catch any of that. So I felt like it overall was pretty good.
Too much sand, too much linen, too much rope.
There's an awful lot of wow.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, right? You have to get over that. Right?
You sure that was Dune you were watching?
Yes. Well, it certainly wasn't Crocodile Dundee,
God
which
bless.
is a fantastic movie.
Dances with Wolves. Tatanka.
I have a friend who named her dog Tatanka.
No way, did you
because
really?
she got him from a rescue as a puppy, and he would run like the Tatanka would
I
jump.
love that
Yeah,
story.
It's crazy.
Tatanka the Pipple.
All right, before we get to let's do the Oscars first. Because
Okay,
that's
go.
your thing. We'll get to the other story. So, the Oscars.
Shut up later.
That's your thing.
We'll do the Oscars.
My
We'll
department.
wear Davey out. We'll wear him down. So
Spoken like a dad.
he's got a lot of energy. Let's just let him get it
Let's
out.
see what happens.
So
here.
the Oscars, since you are our Oscar reviewer, we used to do Oscar picks, but as they become less and less significant, we don't do the Oscar
Yeah.
picks anymore. Much to Kathy Catron's,
Well, Al Pacino kind of ruined it for everybody, but go ahead.
what did Al Pacino do?
Oh my God, Mike, this is horrible. So he gets up there to announce Best Picture, okay? Like, and there's 10 films this year that are nominated. So he gets up there and he's like, the old, I'm gonna get raked over the coals, but the old geezer didn't know what you read the teleprompter and he goes, all I can see is an envelope in front of me and it says Oppenheimer. And he ruins it for all the other 9 films out there who would only love their name mentioned on like
Yeah.
global media.
Yeah.
And he goes and he just announces the winner without announcing the nominations. That's so
So
dopey.
Greg
I'm so tired of
Gutfeld
the
was
dopiness.
right. A white guy ruined it.
Absolutely
Greg
ruined
Gutfeld
it.
was right.
He was absolutely right. Ruined it. Terrible. And everyone's like, oh, we love Al Pacino. He's the GOAT. You know what? Then
Is he
pull
the
it
GOAT?
together if you're the GOAT.
I don't think he's the GOAT.
Me neither. He had one hit.
I mean, he's got a
Two.
shtick.
Son of a Woman was good
He's
too.
got a shtick.
Son of a Woman was not good.
Oh.
Was not good. Was not. I disagree with that. I never saw it, so it must not have been good.
No.
And the other movie
Not
we're
bringing it
talking about, Serpico,
Yeah.
I thought that was overacted as well.
So there you go, Pacino.
yeah.
Sit and spin.
Yeah. And De Niro could get right in the same golf cart with him.
It's all the same department. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. So
Yes.
what were you saying?
So anyway, so the Oscars were the other night.
Okay.
Any shocks to you at the Oscars besides
Yes.
white people winning?
Well, I was really excited that Emma Stone won for Poor Things. I don't know if you could
Okay.
handle that movie. It's too weird for you, but like it's really I loved the story.
Are there spaceships in it?
No, but it's just done in
Yeah,
a
I'm
way
out.
that is just very yeah, I don't know if you could handle it. It's Amanda, I don't know if I'd even recommend it for you either, but I love
Yeah.
the story. And she was basically rebuilt as a human and like had to like teach herself through the things. And there's a lot of sex scenes, but she actually makes herself into a doctor at the end of the movie. I know I'm
What part was
spoiling
she
it.
trying to relearn, Davey?
I know. How to ride a
I
bicycle.
mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I mean,
I'm not selling it
what part
here.
was she trying to
It was
relearn?
done
How
so
to ride a
beautifully.
bicycle.
Emma Stone did a great job. It's a complicated movie. It's almost like a Frankenstein, but a woman's
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
So I have to ask you this. Was the story so slow they told her, hey, if you want people to stay in the theaters, you're going to have to do some sex scenes to spice it up?
Like we're talking full frontal.
Wasn't she like built for that?
Yeah.
Wasn't she built
She
to
was
be
she was like a robot. It was almost
Isabella's
like
here. A
Small
biblical
wonder.
relations toy.
God bless. Yeah. Hugging and jumping. That's what
Yes.
happens on February 12th.
Of course.
So yeah, it was I like the show.
You see what I
Anyway.
got to work with? You see what I got to work
We're a
with?
hot mess. I know.
I'm like the adult
She
with
can
two kids in the
handle
back of the car arguing the entire show.
We're trying to be
Yep.
kid gloves. But yes, I did enjoy it. You can see it on Hulu. It's for free. Did you see Oppenheimer?
No.
Okay, me neither. It's too long for me. Troy loved it, of course.
Yeah, because he could take a nap in it. No one knew.
And nobody knew, and they
No
could
one
wake up
knew.
and still be a part of the storyline.
Yes.
That's how I felt too.
Well, I hear there's a big bang at the end. So,
I heard that
but I'm
about Poor Things too.
God bless you, man.
well, you know, if you tee it up for her, she will hit it out of the park.
I like it. That was a
will.
good
I'm
one.
not good at baseball, but
That was
that
a
I
good
can
one.
do.
That was a good one.
So no, I haven't. I want to see Oppenheimer. I'm just trying to figure out what day of my life I want to sacrifice to
True.
watch Oppenheimer.
You need to do like a part 1, part 2.
Yes, and it's so bad. Listen, I'm not a big like going to see Dune for 2.5, 3 hours
That's a lot.
was a big commitment, which is why I was a little kind of miffed that it deviated from the book.
Yeah.
I mean, I love The Chosen, But when it came out in 3-hour segments, I'm like, no, I'm not going to the movie theater for that.
Yeah.
Barbara Jean wins.
No.
What'd she say?
Her Al Pacino comment is his shtick isn't a big enough shtick.
Shtick. Yeah,
Yes.
that's funny. Yay, Barbara Jean.
Barbara Jean, you rock. I hear he never liked the Vikings, Barbara Jean.
That's
Good
also
call.
on topic to the one story that I paid attention to about the Oscars.
What did you pay attention to?
Which is the John Cena moment.
Oh, you actually...
I heard about that one.
Yeah, he went out naked and for best costume design. I
Look
mean,
at-
the man is ripped.
Look at Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's very interested
But
in
I mean,
that
I
envelope.
think even any straight male would be like, wow, yeah, that is a body. Yeah.
So my thing is like, is Hollywood like desperate to humiliate John Cena?
Well, you know what they're
Because-
saying.
So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, you know where I'm going.
he's this big wrestler guy, right? And his whole thing was like this super masculine kind of jerk
Same thing with The
character in
Rock.
wrestling. And yeah, and then he jumps into acting, and now he's done that abysmal China apology with Fast
I
and
knew the
Furious.
China apology was coming.
Here we go.
There's this new movie where he's
I
like,
am never going to cross you. You were always going to know my skeletons.
I remember.
Yeah, you
And then
never
there's
forget.
he's in this new movie that he's like in a dress and full face of makeup, and now he comes out like fully naked. Is it because he was so masculine in the beginning of the career that we have to just like break him down to this
he needed a
humiliated
new
little
movie,
man?
and they definitely were
this
like,
is
we're going to hire
sad.
him.
This is sad.
Aesthetics. But
Look at
there,
that.
yeah.
That face.
It wasn't that he did the Chinese apology. He said he did it in Chinese.
I don't know. I
Right?
think it's both.
Because the inflection was off?
No. He apologized to an entire country for something, and I was like,
While mangling their language.
mangling their language. I'm like, I mean, it's like, dude, could you be more of a weenie? Now I'm saying that because he's not in the room, right? Because if he was here, I don't think I could outrun
Yeah, I
him
think
either.
he would definitely.
Right? I'm saying,
Well,
but
I mean, like based on the size of the card, I think you could take it.
I don't know about that.
Well, he wore like a nude bikini,
Yes.
to be honest. I
He's
did
got-
see the
you
behind
can
the
see it
scenes.
in this picture. You can see it's glued on.
You know, I paid for that OnlyFans. I'm trying to say, like,
Yeah.
no, but it was just a nude
he's
bikini.
on OnlyFans.
behind the scenes.
It's behind the scenes OnlyFans.
Okay, all right.
But no, yeah, I think it was a cheeky
It was cheeky.
moment.
Yes.
But he definitely got hired for multiple projects after that. I think that,
I'm
it was well received.
One or two of them might actually make it to film release.
Right, it was well received. People really did enjoy.
Not
that
direct to
moment.
DVD.
Sorry, Tara.
Well, I always
Reid.
think circulating on the internet. A la, what was her name? Tommy and
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson. Yeah, I was figuring he's.
Did you
Tommy Lee
see?
and
Do you
Ben
know that
Edwards.
story? It's really sad.
They got completely taken advantage of.
Yes,
by
they
somebody.
did by some creep. But why would you
Someone
do that?
robbed their house and stole it, right?
Yeah,
and then
stole,
sold it.
Like their. It
But
was
somebody
like,
had to know it was there.
but why are you making? Well, because Tommy
Well-
probably popped his mouth off.
If you were robbing their house,
Tommy's
then
totally
like,
bragging.
wouldn't you take anything like that if that was your character? Like,
I would never. I don't steal from people like that.
well, obviously not. But like,
I
if
don't
you're
want to see
in
my
the
friends
house,
in an intimate moment either.
So
That's
this
for
is
them.
this is why you've never.
Why are we
really-
filming this? You
This
know.
is why your
You're assuming
career
they're
in
friends.
grand theft has not gone well.
Yeah, I haven't
'Cause
done
you keep
very well.
stealing from people sleeping
Terrible.
downtown. It doesn't work out there.
Horrible. I put the sticky bandits, like I put the honey on the hand and try to put it in the. Yep, nothing.
not the wet bandits, or
Yeah,
the
that's
sticky
it.
bandits.
Sticky bandits.
No, I John Cena is when his career's over, I'll be a happy guy.
Okay.
He and Pacino and De Niro and all the rest.
What
of them.
about Aaron Paul versus Mike Tyson? Did you hear about this?
I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
I know you want Aaron
I
Paul.
actually
You want
kinda
Mike
like-
Tyson to win, don't you?
I don't know much about Aaron Paul. Right? I just know that Mike Tyson's going back in the ring with somebody who's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
And so the thought of my generation's boxing guy.
Okay.
It's like George Foreman. When George Foreman went out in his
Aaron
50s.
Paul, the little guy from Breaking Bad.
No.
Yeah. No, he's
No.
like a literally not a TikTok star. What was it
A
back? Vine.
YouTuber?
He was
Oh,
a
he's-
Vine star.
Isn't that Jake Paul? Or is
Yeah,
it Jake
that's
Paul's
it. What am I
brother?
saying?
Yeah, Aaron Paul's from Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So Jake Paul's the
Jake
one
Paul.
that
They get me. They
that
know me,
jumped
yeah.
from like YouTube and Vine and
Right,
and
and
TikTok.
he's like, yeah, he's dancing.
And now
to
he's trying to
Call
be
Me
a fighter.
Maybe. Yeah,
Yes.
he's totally like a knucklehead. And now he turned into a giant beefcake, and he started to do this career. I believe there's like a documentary on Netflix about this.
I think so.
I forget who told me to watch this. It may have been Troy.
I'm just simply telling you, when George Foreman went out there and started beating up on younger guys, it
He
was
makes
like-
great grills.
it was-
Be careful.
Oh, he does. It was awesome to watch. So
Good for the
I
eyesight.
would not want to take a punch from Mike Tyson at 80.
No.
Right? I just would not. I
No.
saw.
right
Mike
here. I
Tyson
need this
single-handedly almost killed pay-per-view fights because all of a sudden they're like, it's a pay-per-view fight and you got to pay $100 to watch Mike Tyson fight. And you're like, okay, I'm in. And 6 seconds later, it's over. Right?
Yeah.
That's how long the fights were lasting. You're like, I'm paying $100 for 6 seconds?
Yep.
Did you and your bros, like, were you guys doing, like, were you the pay-per-view dudes?
We didn't have enough money back then.
No, please.
We did not have enough money back then. I kid you, we did not.
You
We
didn't
were in
save your
college.
cans and turn them in?
No, not for $100.
You don't do that in Florida.
Holmes Road.
That was so
Do I have
exciting
to
for
show
me
you
when
the
I went to New York.
Seinfeld
And you could do
episode? How
that.
You
that
have
works?
connections to copper wire, Mike.
It
Which he
wasn't
pays for.
working.
He's going to steal from his own company.
No, never know.
Killing me.
Oh.
Killing me.
So Jake Paul had that whole controversy in Japan. Again, bringing up old stuff. He had that whole controversy in Japan, and then it was like Jake Paul's canceled, and then he tried to like revamp his career with this whole boxing thing. And then people were like, "Well, he's paying for fights, and like
They didn't believe he was a real fighter.
to win." And then he like got all up in his, whatever about, no, I am a legitimate fighter. This is a legitimate
And he
thing.
won some legitimate matches.
Well, allegedly.
For real? Do you think
know.
they were staged? I don't
You
know.
know who you better not go up against? Mark Zuckerberg, because Mark Zuckerberg could take
I
him.
He's
know.
a wonderful human
Mark
being, and I love the
Zuckerberg's
platform that he's
amazing.
created for all of us
Yes.
to
I
be
know.
on and enjoy Threads every
He
single
would
day.
crush
I
it.
put all of my
Threads.
possible
Yes.
positive panda moments on Threads.
That's why you're so
Alright.
happy.
Yeah.
So here is my outrage at the Oscars.
Okay.
All right, I could care less that they're celebrating themselves. I could care less that they're coming up with their own awards.
You don't care less
that most of this stuff. I mean, it's unwatchable movies anymore. Here's what makes me mad about this event of a bunch of people trying to tell other people how to live their lives.
Oh, me too.
Do you know what the gift bags were worth? The value of the gift bags.
100%.
What was it worth?
350 grand.
Yes. $350,000.
You can mail that to St. Augustine.
Yeah, for all the nonprofit swag out there.
Yeah.
But this is a wonderful way for them to market. If you think about every single one of those people that were nominated or getting one of those swag bags, they are definitely going to be major influencers because there's rules to these bags. You've got to post, you've got to be able to say that, you know what I mean? There's there's things that go with it. But they're like what? Like private jets around the world?
Would you like to know, David?
Yes, please, thank you.
Would you like to know? Are you curious in some way?
The life that was taken from me. Please give it to me now. Yes, there we go.
An all-inclusive getaway from Chalet Zermatt Peak in Switzerland.
My people.
A 7-day holistic wellness retreat from the Golden Door near San Diego.
And I'd be healed.
A 3-night stay in a private villa from St. Barth Paradise in the Caribbean.
Oh, BJ, you and I are going together.
Luxury kitchen appliances from Thor Kitchen.
Because they're
Donation.
using kitchen appliances.
Kitchen appliances.
Donation. Go
It's for
ahead.
the health.
I'll give it to I'll give
How
it to
nice
St.
of them.
Francis House. Go ahead.
Now, this is the one that got me really kind of mad. 10,000 donated meals from plant-based pet brand V-Dog in
That's
support
illegal in
of
Florida.
PETA's.
I can't accept that. I cannot accept. I will definitely have to send that back. It's illegal in here, right? We'd be banned plant-based meats. Isn't that some kind of legislation?
And this one
it
just
irks
for
me
Davey.
If you're trying to make your dog vegan or your cat, they are canine. They are.
they're wolves.
They're meat eaters. They're carnivores. You can't make them vegan. I don't care what you
I
believe.
have not seen that before, but that is absolutely ridiculous. Please send them to me.
People do that.
Send them
I've
to me.
seen them before.
I'll fix
yes.
that. Please send them to me. That's okay.
And just for Davey, a full line of Mirage Luxury skincare products.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Mirage?
It's not. Is it La Mer?
It says Mirage.
Mirage? I don't know the Mirage. I have to
Mirage.
check that out
Yes.
because I'm not messing around with this face. This is my calling
Right.
card.
Remember what's her name said to you? It's better to look good than to feel good.
Joan Rivers. Iconic.
So
Iconic
my
human being.
thing is, here you have all this money being lavished upon these people when it could be put to better use other places.
It's just gratis
So
gifts.
my problem is that they'll call other people out for how they spend their money.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they'll accept $350,000 worth of stuff that they probably don't want. They're probably going to give away to other people, and they could buy it if they wanted it. They've got lots of money.
No, they can't. Some of them can't even afford to send their kids
It's
to
an
the Little
illusion.
League World Championship.
It's an illusion. Oh, please. I know what you're talking about. That's funny.
But she can afford the Super Bowl.
Yes, with same child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I used to do similar sweat, not obviously 350K, but like my thing for the St. Johns County School District was teacher enrichment. And that was like my hockey sport.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. So I would make for teacher of the year, and every single nominee, every single rookie got a bag, and like we would just rally this community and just load those bags up with stuff.
How long did you do? I got to go back and see what was in Darcy's bag. I'll have to ask her
gosh, when was she nominated?
2012.
I wasn't there. No.
See, Darcy missed out on the Davey
Well, I mean, teacher of the year. That was my event. That's where I met Pete Melfi, and we rocked it out. He did because I wanted them to be interviewed on the red carpet, just like they were going to an award show. Well, they are. And it just turned into this entire stadium, and I just wanted teachers to feel value, and feel so special, like we do every day. But they don't have that opportunity. So I loved making teachers feel great. We did a prize patrol in which we would like surprise them in their class with like. You know, like a clearinghouse with when they show up with the big check.
Publishers Clearinghouse,
and it was so fun. It's a big like confetti everywhere. The kids are screaming. A lot of fun. Phased out.
That's sad.
Anything else on the Oscars?
Okay.
Any other comment? Any other?
Emma Stone's zipper broke, and she was a Louis Vuitton dress, but that dress is now sold out completely.
Was she still in character?
Yeah, she actually was funny, and she made it. It was actually, I will say yes. She made that part of her shtick on her acceptance speech. She goes, "I'm so sorry," and she showed the camera. She's like, "My zipper just broke because Ryan Gosling did. I'm just Ken."
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard this.
Oh, I need to see that. I heard that he did.
It was so good.
He did a really good performance.
He brought Slash out from Guns N' Roses, and it was almost like a tribute to Marilyn Monroe because he was everybody was doing like the Material Girl kind of moment. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was a very fun performance. I think that was probably the highlight of the night.
Emma broke her dress, and then she gets nominated, or she's the awards right next, and so that was a funny moment. But I mean, it was a good show. I mean, it was fine.
As far as outfits go, Emily Blunt's dress was weird.
Oh, is it? Oh,
it was
Emily
weird.
I don't remember if I
saw
that.
Emily Blunt's straps were like an inch
floating straps.
to 2. Yes,
so weird.
It was like gravity defying. It's
You're
like,
right.
Sistaloo, like.
That was a weird moment.
It just makes you look like it was made to fit around a form, and you're too big, and you couldn't pull it down.
Right.
So it's riding out.
So as a guy who likes to leave something to the imagination, right? I'm just glad that it was not an opaque dress, right? That it was not a see-through dress.
Not an opaque dress.
It was not. There was a see-through. There was then a see-through dress. Was opaque.
There weren't a lot of naked dresses.
There wasn't a lot of fishy moments like that. No, I mean Zendaya stole the show in Armani Privé. I thought that was incredible, and it literally was like made for her. Yeah, I think it was real. Everybody was well done. A lot of black. Black was very big color on the red carpet. I noticed, but yeah, it was. I think everybody was. They brought their best. They did good.
Yeah.
I have not. I'll look up the ratings while we're talking about this next story because I was kind of curious to see where the ratings had hit a real low in the 20 in like 2020. It had been coming back, so I'm curious to see where.
It's always been a slump. I mean, I remember the days when it was at the Shrine. That's when I went to University of Spoiled Children, and it was there. Yeah,
University of Spoiled Children. All right,
what a moment.
In an announcement today, the Rumble CEO has said that he is willing to buy TikTok if it divests from ByteDance, which is the Chinese company that's probably run by the Communist Party that owns it.
Yeah.
Because there are now, I believe, I don't know what the original politician was that said we should shut down TikTok. I wish I could remember his name.
If only.
If only I could remember his name, and his hair kind of sticks out, but that's all I remember.
Oh,
if only I could remember. But now all of a sudden there's a push to ban TikTok. After all these years and all this potential maybe damage, maybe not. I'm not on TikTok. I do occasionally will read stories that reference a TikTok video, which I really don't like watching those, but occasionally I got to get the story, so I have to.
You don't like watching them?
I'm not a big TikTok fan.
It's okay.
Now, a question is, all of you are younger, much younger in one instance. Davey.
Thank you.
So, it's the skincare.
It is. So, do you guys watch TikTok? Have you downloaded the app? What comments on it? Do you think it should be banned? You guys go.
You want to start?
I mean, I love it. It's how we send memes all day long. I don't participate. I mean, I have TikToks out there during the time that we don't really talk about very much on this network. But I would make fun of my mother, who had this like fear of the COVID. I was going to say a COVID word. And it was really. I was making like funny TikToks.
Yeah, you're about to say C word, and you're like, nope, that's not it.
It didn't work out very much. Yeah, Barbara Jean sat up a little bit straighter. But no, it was fun. I mean, I like TikTok because there's a dark humor that is my algorithm, and it just kind of fits perfectly. I am a little bit concerned of what the government is talking about and how like there is a lot of spying techniques, but I don't really have much to hide. I mean, that's just how I live my life. I don't know. What do you think as a mom?
I think TikTok is the Cocomelon for people that are potty trained, and there are studies about short
what
form.
does that mean?
Cocomelon?
Cocomelon is a little kids show which changes like every 8 seconds or every 15 seconds. Like there's something like a new storyline or a new scene or like some major change. And what they're finding is that kids' attention span is shrinking.
Oh, yeah.
As they watch Cocomelon, and agitation and irritability increases. So anytime you have short form content that's just like constantly switching, we're animals that are designed to look for the shiny thing, right? And so with that constant new short variety, you're getting this quick dopamine hit after quick dopamine hit after quick dopamine hit, and it trains your brain to not be able to focus on anything for very long, so it shortens your attention span.
I gotta tell him, go ahead.
It taps out on your dopamine, which negatively impacts your mental health. So I don't have TikTok. I don't want the software on my phone. I do watch, TikTok videos are now cross-posted across platforms. So they're reels on YouTube and Facebook.
Right.
And like stories here and there. Like there's different names for it. But I do find myself falling down the click hole. And then
so there it is.
It does.
This click hole, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Amanda, but this click hole is important for Mike to know. When you watch TikTok for a long period of time, maybe we'll say it's an hour, someone comes on and says, hey, you sure you want to continue? You've been watching for a long period of time. That's happened to me once or twice, and then that was a reality check for me to be like, okay, am I really going down that click hole like way too much? And like, I don't know if you've ever experienced that on like any of your socials, but like that is something to like be mindful of. Like that is the wake up call. Like, okay, I'm doing too much and I need to pull back. Yeah.
Because
it's fun. I mean, I love memes with my friends. I mean, that's just, I have a couple minutes off during the day and I'll be sending, crazy, silly, dirty, funny, little silly memes all day.
Absolutely. I mean, and we text and we send memes and GIFs and little reels back and forth. That are probably in existence because of Vine and then TikTok. But
Vine was
it's
the
a real
catalyst,
problem.
Yeah,
I feel like Vine started because that was 6-second videos.
Right.
And everyone was like, that's so stupid. What can you do in 6 seconds? And now we have flipping TikTok.
What's his face? And now he's going to go against Mike Tyson, the Paul dude.
I mean, do we think this is going to be an improvement or a hindrance to his personality? Who knows?
Well, let's talk about like if we got rid of TikTok, what's that going to do?
It's not going to go away.
I feel like if somehow we actually got rid of it, I feel like everyone's mental health would probably be better. Because I feel like there's a lot.
I feel like people will be there will definitely be pushback. I feel like people
there will be
pushback.
So mad.
But that's a withdrawal symptom. Yeah. I mean, the initial withdrawal will it'll be everyone will be screaming, gnashing of teeth, rending of clothing, ashes and sackcloth, like the whole thing.
We had to wear a mask or something. It was like, oh my god, jeez.
But
I thought it was cute.
I mean, ultimately, it could make some people more cute.
I know. For me,
the ultimate issue really is that it's not going to go away because they've already pushed back on China ownership. So ByteDance technically isn't owned by China.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to
here we
technically. And so they're owned by an American subsidiary of the Chinese company, but like no government intervention, I swear. It's literally the whole governmental model there. So it's not going to go away.
Sister,
it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm not. I have no illusions.
All right, let's ask the expert in the room. Is about TikTok. Good, bad, indifferent. Your mom cannot punish you for what you're about to say.
Well,
you have immunity.
I don't have TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't really have any of it. I only have YouTube. And still, I try not to go on it a lot. Still end up every once in a while on YouTube a lot. But I don't know. I feel like it's a really toxic environment on there in a lot of cases because I have friends who have it and they're just like always on their phone on TikTok. So I feel like it's almost like an addiction.
Do you feel left out because you don't have that opportunity?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean,
you never felt like doing like some dopey dance in front of like the.
I feel like I have had a time where I've like wanted to post something, but I don't post anything.
So what do you do in those moments when you don't post something? Like, do you like regenerate your energy to some other activity? Like, because I think it's a really thing. I think people need to look at is like, how do you convince your mind to be like, you know what, I need to put it down. I need to step away. So like, what are those moments in your life?
Oh. Well,
if I don't feel like, get back to me.
I don't know. I feel like if you don't want to post something, I just send it to my friends.
Okay. Yeah. So you make it to your smaller community. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So rather than putting it out in the world, she shares stuff with her friends. But also because they don't have TikTok and that like dopamine rush of putting it out to the world, they'll sit down and they'll make long form content. They'll write scripts and they'll make like full on movies that they edit.
Right.
And then that's something that they'll show all of us when we're at a family dinner. We'll have like a movie premiere, or they'll share it with their friends, and then they get to the point where they're like, "Oh, that's so cringe, don't watch it." But it's such a fun time, and we used to use camcorders with like full on VHS tapes.
Remember, like Dad would have the like
10-pound ones. So I mean, I get it.
Were you a Goldberg growing up?
A Goldberg?
Welcome to the Goldbergs. You don't never watch the Goldbergs?
No idea what you're talking about.
So Adam Goldberg went on to become a producer. Have you never watched the Goldbergs?
You
never watched the Goldbergs?
I watched MASH. Does that count?
It's set in the 1980s. It's by a young kid who eventually went on to Hollywood to produce movies and stuff. Right? But it's kind of like a story of his life. So it takes all this stuff from the 80s. Right, and makes fun of shows from the 80s. The overbearing mom who was always involved in the school.
Oh yeah.
Dad who would come home from work, drop his pants, sit in the
his pants.
Yes,
we had to go there.
He would get out of his pants. He's in his underwear, sitting in the Barco Lounger watching TV. A dad living at home who was single. Right,
Barco Lounger was a good name.
Yeah.
Dungarees.
Yes.
Another one.
So anyway, if you haven't watched it, there's a lot of 80s history kind of embedded in that.
All right.
It was on TV for about 5 years.
When was it on TV?
About 4 or 5 years ago. I think they just ended the series last year.
I cut cable once I had kids. It was too expensive. I didn't know anything.
It was either diapers or cable. You chose well. Yes, you chose well. All right, I had a question for you about the Oscar ratings.
Yes. Okay, so in 2024, there was 19.5 million, and in 2023, there's 18.8 million.
So about a 10% increase.
Yeah.
Give or take. Now, would you like to know what the ratings were in 2015?
Yes.
36.6 million in 2015, and that was an 18% decrease from 2014, which means another 20%, which would have been over 40 million people were watching in 2014. They have half the audience they used to have.
Isn't that interesting?
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Well, it used to be an event. It used to be a thing that you would watch, and then you would talk about the next day. Like, can you believe that one? I was really hoping something else. Like, did you see that speech? But then
that was when my family allowed me to wear my David Copperfield outfit.
Yes.
It was a little bit more sparkly than the others.
Did you ever go to David Copperfield? I was only allowed to wear it
for special award ceremonies in the house, in the living room. That was it.
If you were really good at David Copperfield, you would have watched the entire show.
Oh, I love David Copperfield.
And they never would have seen you because you would have been invisible.
Did you ever see him live?
The illusion,
yes.
Did you ever see him live?
No.
We went. My mom got picked out of the audience, and her ring got like magically transported onto an egg timer, like a sand thing.
This lady holding skeletons.
She said that he had gorgeous eyes.
Oh yeah,
they were way more.
And the
gorgeous.
ring disappeared.
The ring, it was gone. It went like I think he had put it on a rose, and her hand was like on it. She felt something in the table, but she didn't know what. Like she just felt a vibration in the table, and then it ended up I think on a sand timer. So the center of a sand timer.
Oh my!
And he had to break it to give it back to her. Yeah.
Was she like floored?
Yeah. She was kind of mesmerized by the eyes.
Does she get starstruck or is she?
My mom's really shy, so pulling her out of the audience. But what's funny is she always gets pulled out of the audience. So she got pulled out with Blue Man Group. She got pulled out with David Copperfield. She got pulled out at Universal Studios for the Crocodile Dundee show, and so she gets like super shy.
I got pulled out.
She got pulled out of the audience during Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Streets. That was her.
Nope.
Oh.
That wasn't her.
I got pulled out of the audience one time.
Yes.
At SeaWorld, and I was asked to leave. Donald Duck said I was too much, and I was pushed off the stage.
You're not supposed to drop trow and try and jump in with your Speedo,
No,
Davey.
I was popping and locking. I was doing some really fierce moves, and Donald Duck just couldn't handle it with me. I don't know why it was Donald, but it was definitely some sort of duck costume. I'll never forget it. It's in my head right now. And I was pushed off stage.
I don't think Donald Duck is at SeaWorld.
I don't think so either, but it was like maybe it was a
Daffy.
water show at Disney. It was something. We were doing some family trip. I was on a stage, and I know it was Donald that
You were
pushed me
assaulted
off.
by a duck.
It was his half booty that just got me off the stage.
Yeah.
It was like, jeez.
Oh, wow. You didn't get the fish hook?
Some stars don't like competition, David.
Some don't, apparently.
No, apparently you were too good for the job.
Lucky
Donald's
Troy Blevins
trying-
can't knock me down. Jeez.
Donald's trying to dim your shine.
Yes.
So what else is on the agenda?
Well, I figured with our young intern in here, we do relationship advice.
Oh, fabulous.
Because there might be a whole different look at relationship advice from somebody. We have generational relationship
We do?
advice.
Oh, I have got a good first one, too. So this first one is cheating in dreams.
He had them all teed up.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't even hesitate, like 3 seconds.
He's a
It took him
professional.
5 minutes to get the Oscar stuff, and he already has this teed
Because he
up.
had this teed up.
I
He's a
gotta
professional.
tell you, yeah, because we just had this story about TikTok and attention span, so I was like, I better shape it up here and be ready. So cheating in dreams.
Okay.
My wife told me she dreamt that she cheated on me, but the man that she cheated with was me. Is this a red flag? Is she trying to tell me something? Or is our relationship is kind of cold right now, by the way, but I know she loves me. What are your thoughts? Subconscious is
thoughts.
interesting.
Go ahead. You're the mom in the room. Please elaborate.
I have thoughts. Okay, so she has a dream that she's cheating on her husband, but the man that she's with is her husband. So it sounds like there's an emotional disconnect. You said that the relationship's kind of cold, but she wants to get with you. She wants that to be reignited. So it's her fantasy. Obviously, she's having that dream. So like you guys gotta be more active in trying to rekindle that romance because she's begging for it. It's even happening in her dreams. But you're so distant that it feels like she's cheating.
That's an interesting psychological approach.
See, I think that psychological approach is correct.
But you're gonna say something else.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to dovetail into that. If I were the husband, right, I would leave her a note. And I would encourage her to meet me at a hotel.
Oh, I like that. Kind of like a...
Yeah, you did.
If that's her fantasy and you guys have been distant,
And what a
then
way to
I
warm
would
it up.
fix all of that with one small
Yep.
note. And I would not sign my real name, but I would do my handwriting so she knew that it,
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So you
Sign it with like a hottie toddy name.
Yeah.
Yes, Bob.
Captain.
That's my dad's name.
Is, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think it's cheating. I feel like I don't know. I don't know.
That's a hard one. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you think about this one. So I'm supposed to go on a date with this dude next weekend. Originally, he said he wants to take me skating and for sushi. But now he keeps saying that we would watch movies and order food at his place. He says it is to save money, which I understand in this
Yeah, I was
economy.
about to say he priced out skating.
I've told him that I don't want to go to his house on our first meeting for safety reasons, but he just keeps pushing it and finding different excuses like weather and being cold. Should I give him a chance, or is this a big red flag?
Red flag.
Red flag.
You can start, Issa.
I don't know. Definitely don't go to his house.
Yeah,
He's gonna
yeah.
like kidnap you.
Right.
You're never.
you
You're
don't know.
never.
That's how you become a headline.
Yes,
That's legit how you become
Yeah.
a headline.
Yeah.
Florida man on first date is how the headline starts. So here's why: if he doesn't want to take you out, and he doesn't want to spend the money on you on the first date, you got no hope
Yep.
in any other date, right? He
Yeah.
just
Anything
told you,
fancy.
I'm not
Yeah.
opening that wallet up. And if you accept the first date as this, you'll
I
accept
agree.
never going anywhere again.
Also,
It's a test for
I
him
have-
to see if he's got the right chick.
There it
I
is.
have a conspiracy theory also.
Okay.
So skating is not your usual place to go for a first date, especially in this area. Maybe ice skating up north, but like skating's kind of an oddball choice. So that might be where he's not going to run into anyone he knows. And
So
he
you
priced
went
it
deep
out.
with this.
He priced
Whoa,
it out,
you
and that's
really
too
went
expensive.
Yeah.
So now he's got to hang out with you somewhere where he's not going to run into anyone he knows. So you're the other woman, just so you know.
Yeah, the only place you're safe is if he invites you to the Concats on Sunday. Because
Hey.
then you know he's not with anybody
It
else.
all blends. Yeah.
He's trying to not be seen.
This dude broke up with his girlfriend a few years ago, and he's very close with her parents. But he recently learned that she's now getting remarried, and she asked him if he cannot contact her parents anymore. What do you guys think about that?
It's interesting.
That's interesting.
Do you want to
right?
take that one?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we're all looking at
How
me.
would you do that?
So
Yeah.
I have a friend who had a good relation. It's not me, but I had a friend who had a good relationship with his ex-wife's family, and that was really difficult on all of them, right? Because he's trying to give space to his ex-wife, but he really got along with the family, and they really got along with him. So it's just a tough. I think there's some instances where that can be really kind of a tough thing to navigate.
Yeah.
I have had people that have looked at me and said, "Hey, the marriage got broken up and we lost you as friends, right? You ended up picking the other person, or you kind of just
That's
you guys
sort of
drifted
kind of
away
what
from both of us,
happens, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of
And
like
so
a friend
that does-
divorce.
Yeah, it does happen. I mean, you just you're trying to figure out, well, where should I be in this whole navigating of
So
this
you
thing?
kind of gave like a Gwyneth Paltrow answer of uncoupling, like, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to do this like organic motion of movement and figuring out if you can still grow as friends. Can you still be friends? I mean, I'm a Scorpio. I mean, I'm done. Like that's it.
And I got to tell you, I'm not selling any candles.
Or crystals. That's
No,
a new
not
thing.
done
The kids like hold the rocks with the, you know what I mean? Oh, here's a
Yes.
lapis. This will give
Yeah.
you the wisdom of Nephrodite.
We just had troll dolls.
Oh, yeah, God bless. I love them all.
Right?
Did you say Troy dolls or
Troll
troll dolls?
dolls.
Because
Very
sometimes
similar.
dolls look
Thing.
like Troy dolls.
Very similar.
it's the same thing. They have the same energy.
One has a pump butt and the other one's flat. It's like-
and the beard is here instead of
Yeah,
here.
God bless. God bless.
So my take on this is that the new spouse, you don't know how your parents are talking to your fiance. And whether or not they're intentionally or unintentionally bringing up, well, let's say Bob is the ex. Bob said this, or we went out to lunch with Bob. You don't know
dad's
how
name.
that's
Ew.
I know. You don't know how that's making your fiance feel, or the guy who's writing this doesn't know how the parents are.
Feelings are really apparent here.
And so I'm thinking that the fiance is like, hey, it's just kind of weird. I feel like it's a stumbling block between me and your parents becoming friends because they seem to be holding on to this past relationship. Like, it would just be respectful to me if everyone just sort of let that go for a little while.
I think it's so hard
that
to
he
do.
can
What if they were
establish his
actually
relationship.
friends? Like they would have
Yeah.
had projects together. Like you know what I mean? Like that's a weird
It
situation.
Yeah.
definitely shows an
definitely.
insecurity.
Yeah.
There's an insecurity
True.
here. If it's coming from the fiance, then it's the fiance's insecurity in entering this dynamic.
Yeah.
If it's coming from the
Parents,
ex-girlfriend,
might be
then
come
it's
from the
her.
parents.
Well, why
Yeah,
wouldn't
true.
the parents just stop texting
Why
him
didn't
out?
she tell the parents? Why did she have to
Yeah.
go with him? You know what I mean? Like maybe the parents could have
That's why
dismounted easier.
That's why I feel like it's the fiance asking this of her.
Control
and
freak.
she felt like that was the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to hurt his feelings than to be like, hey, you guys are being kind of creepy with my ex. Could you cool it? It's making my fiance feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, that's a harder conversation than hurting your ex's feelings, potentially. So I feel like she took
I listen. The choice eventually could be, hey, I'm going to be with my new husband, or I'm going to have a relationship with my parents. And if you don't leave my ex alone, you guys can go hang out with the ex, and we're going to go do our own thing, and you're never going to see us again.
Yeah.
So you got to be really careful with those. There's
She-
a lot of emotion in that.
She
lot.
might not
Yeah.
be confident that they would pick her. I'm just saying.
right. That's true too.
She might not be confident.
They
that her
obviously have
parents
to
would
pay
pick
for
her.
the wedding. They could just dip right out after
Yeah,
that,
right.
right? Yeah. Hey, let's see what happened here. Okay, so this dude found his girlfriend, called him, quote, useless on Instagram in a post that he was not included with. Is this the point of no return? My girlfriend with her friends yesterday decided to build a dresser, and after I didn't do it this weekend, one of the friends in comments said, "Wow, where's your boyfriend?" And she responded back, "I have a useless one." I'm very upset about this since I was at work and I would have done it if I wasn't, but she never asked me. I don't think it's appropriate at all for considering ending the relationship. We've dated for 7 months. We have built a little something, but I am a little bit upset. How do I
tell you what he didn't build?
He
didn't build a dresser. I'll tell you what he didn't build. He didn't build a dresser.
Take that, IKEA. It's a hard one. 7 months, very tender.
Do you have thoughts on this one, Isabella?
I just think that's so disrespectful of her. I could never imagine saying that. And if he's at work, let's see, are they living together? That's important. Because if he's at work paying the bills, if he's paying the bills
True.
for both of them, I feel like, then
I feel like
that's
they were
even
both
more
mutual.
disrespectful.
They're both 27. That's also part of this equation here as well.
I don't. If you have something to say that you're unhappy with, say it to the person you're unhappy with. Do not say it to all of your friends, especially do not say it on social media. That's just disrespectful. And by the way, you two lose. You guys got smoked today. Show the audience those fingernails. Show those. You guys got crushed.
So
those
good.
are awesome. You guys didn't even try.
Talk about lapis. Those are
You
beautiful.
didn't even try.
But seriously, going back to this story, they're both 27. I mean, think about this. If they were together until they were 80 years old, they seriously have 60 more years of this if they're going to treat each other this way.
Well, this is the kind of going back to TikTok and chasing dopamine. Like, she is putting everything out there on social media. Why? Because she wants attention from strangers. If she never asked him, then she has no leg to stand on for calling him useless. If she's just assuming that he wouldn't do it, then she doesn't respect you and she doesn't have a whole lot of confidence in you.
Yeah.
So I don't think you've built what you thought you built.
I gotta tell you, for me, it would be really hard, even though there's 7 months involved in there, not to post. Well, if you asked me, I would have done it before or
I would have
afterward.
clapped back.
But since you didn't ask me, I guess that means you have low communication skills or lack of them.
I agree, Mike.
I don't know that I would have been nice about that.
I wouldn't have been subservient. I would have definitely clapped back. Like, I just would have been like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I'm working." Like,
Well, like, I would
do you want
never,
Chick-fil-A or not?
I would never post something snarky like that about my husband on social
I
media.
would, but like everyone knows my humor.
If it's a joke, if it's a joke, then yes, maybe. But like that doesn't
that's
sound
where
like
emojis
a joke.
come in. That can drive
But
your
that
text.
doesn't sound like a joke. It wasn't like, where's your boyfriend? Oh, he's out earning the money.
Yeah.
Or like it was he's useless. And that's completely from nowhere, out of left field. She just drops this, you're useless. If that's what she's saying about him to her friends in public, what is she saying about him to her friends behind closed doors?
Yeah.
Right, true.
I don't know. My response to that would have been, as Taylor Swift said, petty, passive aggressive.
Yes.
Yes.
Chaz and Brad. Yes.
Who is this Taylor Swift you speak of?
My
Davey was done.
It's so nice that my attorney is here this evening. My Taylor attorney. Hey, last one. This is a really good one. So I recently started dating a longtime friend, and I'm scared to tell my family. This lady met Jacob 10 years ago through an online forum, and they started talking, quickly became good friends. They've watched each other through a lot, and they've been there for each other. They've had feelings for each other throughout the years, but kind of just kept it quiet. They've never actually met in person, red flag, due to other relationships and financial restraints. Other relationships? Where are you going at?
So they were friends.
Yeah.
And they were dating other people, but they were friends.
Right. The thing is our age gap and setting in that I'm actually starting to feel nervous. He has a 17-year-old daughter, and I'm deeply worried that what she will think about me. I've watched her grow up on the sidelines. She never knew about me. I want children. So does he. But I'm starting to worry about having a baby because he's turning 50 and I'm only 24.
I was literally having a discussion with my mom about this today.
Okay, go.
I was talking
What's
about
his name?
Okay, I was
You're not allowed to see him anymore. That's it. I'm asking for your dad. You are done, young lady.
See, he's on my side.
okay,
Please
so
put this out.
no, he's not. He's on my side. Okay, so we were talking about John Mayer and Taylor Swift when they were dating.
Oh, yeah?
And so I was like, that's kind of weird, that age gap.
She was calling him a predator. She wasn't saying that's kind of weird. Okay, I think we all agree that
He
how old
has
is
a
he?
thing. You read the Jessica Simpson book, allegedly.
I did.
And I'm telling
did.
you, he has a thing for younger ladies.
And
like
that's
that.
what I told her. I was like, now I can verify some of what Jessica Simpson said about John Mayer, so I don't love him as a person, but I'm
Right.
just saying
I fell out of
he's
love
not
with
a
him, too.
predator just because he did what men throughout all of time did, which was have a consenting relationship with an adult.
Okay, but she was
even
19,
though-
that's the thing.
She's 19, and that was Isabella's argument.
Yeah, and he was 32.
And
Yeah.
he was 32, which is a big age gap.
I'm writing all of this down. We're going to record
I
this
know.
date. So when she comes home with some
know.
guy and she's 19 and he's like 26, he's just like he's 32.
Wow,
Yes.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's just like he's 32.
Well, so I dated a lot of guys that were older than me.
Same.
And you said they were
Significant
weird,
older.
too.
Same.
Well, of course they're weird. I broke up with them. Of course I'm going to say they're weird. If I had married them, I wouldn't have said that they were weird. So, like, I can get the May-December thing.
Okay.
And I don't judge a relationship just on an age gap. I've known people that truly loved each other and truly had healthy partnerships that were 20 years apart.
I saw Lolita.
Yeah.
So I
That's your example? That's the one you go.
Dominique Swan, very great
Have you guys ever, like, the Sesame Street, One of These Doesn't Belong?
Yeah.
So as we're having this conversation, right, I'm the only guy, person, host in here who hasn't wanted to have a relationship with an older man.
That was true. That is so
I
funny.
just don't fit in this
You were
discussion.
actually a minority in your
Now
own
that
show.
is the clip.
Or a younger man.
That is funny. I
I
rest my
just
case.
feel like the odd man out.
I rest my case.
Who says that white cis het men are
that's
the majority?
so
Not on
funny.
this show.
All right, and on that note, I would like to thank Izzy, Amanda, and Davey for enlightening us on dating advice and all kinds of other things. Tune into the morning show tomorrow where somebody will be one day older.
All
Yeah,
of them.
true.
They'll be
Allegedly, all of them will be one day older.
You will never be as beautiful as you are today, Joan Rivers. Thank you very much.
That's bad news. Why are you going to
guys
leave us
have
with
a
bad
great
news?
night. We'll see you tomorrow.